In regular Minecraft, the worst weather you'll probably face is some rain or a thunderstorm, but what if that's just the beginning? Clouds start to gather into a massive dark storm, the wind picks up speed. Seconds later, hail starts falling, and then a tornado begins to form. Nothing survives after this. On top of that, the entire biome generation system has been reworked. There is thirst, temperature, and even seasons now. Our goal in this survival challenge is to build the safest base possible and slay the Ender Dragon. As always, I'm Skillux, and let's get started. We just spawned in. Not exactly the best starting point. There is snow around, which means it's pretty cold here. It's only the beginning of spring, so the temperature is still low. We've got a 5-minute weather immunity, so we need to hurry and find a warmer biome. At night, the temperature can drop fast, and we need to be ready for that. Eventually, I found a tree I liked, chopped it down, crafted a workbench and a wooden pickaxe, then started mining stone. With new materials, I upgraded my tools, makes everything a lot easier. Not far from there, I stumbled upon a beautiful blue cave. Turned out it had a good amount of coal, and as I went deeper, I even found my first iron. The cave seemed massive, but I didn't want to dive in just yet. Our priority was still to find the right place to build a base. On the way, I found some cows, and since I was getting hungry, I crafted a furnace, threw in 7 pieces of meat, and started exploring the nearby area while they cooked. Yeah, finally some food. Feels great. As for water, I still needed a proper canteen. The sun was already starting to set, so I had to act fast and find shelter. Gotta get some berries. We'll need them in the future. Luckily, I spotted a cave entrance nearby. The moment I stepped inside, I started freezing. I had to move quickly, set down the crafting table and made the leather helmet right away. Not freezing anymore. Inside the cave, I found a bit more iron and coal. I could have kept exploring, but the sun was coming back up, so I decided to keep looking for a good base location. After nearly a full day of travel, I finally found the perfect spot. A gorgeous little island completely surrounded by water. Exactly what I was hoping for. I set up a small checkpoint and collected some sand, threw it into the furnace and crafted bottles. For the first time in the world, I could finally drink. Sure, the river wasn't exactly clean, it gave me a thirst debuff, but at least the health could start regenerating again. Meanwhile, the second night had arrived. The weather was still calm, and that alone felt like a blessing. I thought about exploring the island a bit, but quickly realized the night cold hadn't gone anywhere. I crafted a campfire, finally something I'd been desperately needing. With it, I could stay warm and safe through the night, even without a bed. And so that's how I spent the night, by the fire, lighting up more of the island. On the third day, I finally remembered to smell the iron I'd mined earlier. With it, I crafted a shield, not too much, but at least now we have some form of protection against mobs. We're one step further in our progress. My goal for the day was to explore the area and find sheep. If we can craft a bed, we'll be able to skip the nights and stop worrying about the cold. Back on my island, I planted some sweet berries I had gathered earlier and discovered the recipe of an iron canteen. It's much more convenient than bottles. You can drink from it up to 7 times before needing a refill. I dropped off everything I didn't need in a chest and got to chopping trees. It's time to start thinking about building a proper house. Who knows what this weather might throw at us? I ended up gathering wood until nightfall, and sure enough, I started freezing again. Thankfully, I finally had all the materials to make a bed, so I could skip the night for once. Day 4 started off with a bad sign. Grey clouds began crawling across the sky. and way in the distance it looked like a wave was rolling in, the kind that actually triggers a storm. I didn't think much of it and just kept chopping wood, until a thick white fog suddenly swallowed the island. For a second I genuinely thought the apocalypse was starting, but I guess I was spared this time. Also, I noticed the water nearby was starting to freeze. Looks like we didn't pick the warmest biome to settle in after all. I started outlining the shape of my future house. I had to hurry, this weather wasn't going to wait. Oh, this fog again. Hopefully just a light rain and not the start of something worse. The weather in this mod pack can be wildly unpredictable. I began designing the walls, but I didn't have enough cobblestone, so I dug a small mine under the house and luckily found a decent iron vein too. When I came back, it was already night. I placed a new campfire in the middle of the unfinished house and continued working on the walls. It was starting to come together. I'll need a lot more cobble. By the way, the floor is going to be made out of polished granite bricks. I think it's going to look amazing. By day 5, I had finished building the entire first floor and connected the main frame. Yeah, those clouds are definitely heading this way. I need to at least finish the basic structure before they hit. I'm not even sure how strong storms can get in this mod, but hopefully cobblestone will hold. That same day, I finished placing the granite floor. It looked gorgeous. Guys, I just noticed something. Icy particles are starting to appear all around us. We might be in for a frost soon. I decided to build the second floor walls out of spruce logs. They look better and maybe hold up better in storms. No guarantees though. The next day I thought the weather had finally calmed down. I continued building the walls, but suddenly the rain kicked in. Way stronger than anything I'd seen so far. Honestly, I thought this was the start of a violent storm, but surprisingly cleared up quickly. By evening, the rain had stopped completely. I kept gathering materials and started working on the roof. I used granite for the outline. I think it fits design really well. I decided to make the roof a bit more complex by adding a front window section. The inner part of the roof will be made out of cobblestone. It's already looking solid. We just need to spend more time mining to get enough blocks. Resources are running low, but I'm hoping we can finish the house before the real storm hits. And it turned out awesome. Now we just need to add windows and finish the second floor walls, and the house will look 10 times better. For the walls, I continued using spruce wood, which I later stripped for a cleaner look. Now the only thing left is to install the windows. By this point, I was almost out of supplies. So I headed into the mines, not to just gather some more blocks, but also to farm some extra ores like iron and coal. Eventually, I stumbled upon into a cave and started exploring it carefully. So I returned to digging and ended up hitting deep slate. But with all my pickaxes broken, I had no choice but to head back up. Day 10 started with smelting a fresh batch of iron. While it cooked, I got to work on building the second floor. I gathered a bit of sand and finally added a door to my house. Yeah, we didn't even have one until now. Meanwhile, most of our iron finished smelting. I upgraded my shovel, chest plate and leggings. Day by day, our life in this world is getting better. The glass is almost ready, so I should start wrapping up the house construction. I think I'll start sorting out my resources. We've already collected a bunch of random stuff. I went out to chop some wood. Our supply was almost gone. There is more and more ice forming in the river. Just hope we don't freeze to death out here. I think I'll go... Oh my god, that scared me. Better stay inside for now. Who knows what's coming? Man, the clouds look grayer than usual. Guys, we've got a little situation? Or maybe a big one. I've never seen a tornado with this mod before. Look at this thing, it's terrifying. It's still far away, but I really hope it doesn't head our way. I went out to chop some wood. Our supply was almost gone. While I was doing that, the weather started to clear up a bit and the tornado disappeared from the horizon. Perfect timing to scout the area around our base. Maybe we'll find something interesting nearby. We're surrounded by a thick forest and hills. I picked up a few pumpkins so we can grow them later at our base. It was already getting dark, so I headed back home. I crafted a few more pickaxes and decided to finally go mining for diamonds. The goal was to reach the lowest depths first. Once I got down to Y level -54, I started digging for resources. I found some gold, but the only pickaxe I had was stone, so I ran back to our base to craft the new one using our last bit of iron. I mined all the gold and even found some redstone, which is perfect. We'll need these resources to build some very useful gadgets to help track and study weather around our area. Whoa, it's hailing tonight. That's something new. Well, we didn't get much loot overall, but we had enough to craft a tornado sensor. With it, we can build a radar, which is probably the most important item in this entire mod. Let's place it on the second floor. Here, look, something is already showing up on the radar. Looks like that's a hailstorm, nothing else dangerous for now. I didn't want to ruin the forest on our island, so I went to nearby forest to chop more wood. This time I managed to collect nearly 2 full stacks. On my way back I noticed the distance between our island and the mainland was really short. Perfect spot for a small bridge. I chose spruce logs as the main material, but as night fell the temperature started dropping again, so I rushed back home to warm up. I didn't overthink the design, but it turned out pretty cute and cozy. Food-wise, we're basically out. It's time to start thinking long-term. I planted a small wheat farm and kept expanding our berry bushes. This is how it looks for now. Not a huge farm yet, but we'll definitely grow it later. I also built a fence to keep the mobs from sneaking in from the other side of the island. Should work fine. I'd already built a path to the far end of the island, so it made sense to build a second bridge in that direction too. But this one will need a lot more spruce. I'm not even sure we have enough to finish the base structure. As expected, I ran out of wood. I think I'll finish that bridge later. I'm honestly tired of chopping trees. I don't know how much longer we can survive on these damn berries. We really need to find something out. But honestly, we've got nothing else. Day 16 started with yet another berry harvest. They're the only thing that keeps growing. Bone meal doesn't even work right now. I think it's time to head out on a trip and look for new resources and hopefully some food. In the distance I spotted a village. I could already see their crops from here, at least we won't go hungry. I was greeted by a new villager. He sells food that helps you warm up or cool down. Nearby there was a small house with a glass roof. Oh, it's a thermoregulator? An amazing device that can heat up a much larger area, so we won't have to stand next to the fire all the time. We'll also take the thermometer, it might come in handy. And let's also take the heater. I was lucky to find the blacksmith too, with 2 diamonds and full set of iron gear. Might come in handy later. I harvested all the crops I could and was about to head back, but once again the cold ruined everything. Luckily I had the thermoregulator with me and tossed in some coal to stay warm. Surviving these conditions isn't exactly easy. By the morning of day 17 I was finally on the way home. On the road just outside the village I spotted 2 cows. Since I already had some wheat, I decided to lure them back to our island. Not an easy task, but after a few minutes it was done. We really need to build a shelter for the cows. Leaving them out in the open like this would be a terrible idea, especially with the weather acting up. I decided to turn the small cave under our house, where I used to mine granite, into a proper underground barn. Should be easier than digging from scratch. The cows need enough space to live comfortably. To make it easier to stay indoors at night, I also installed a thermoregulator, way more efficient than just sitting around the campfire. Meanwhile, the weather outside started to rumble. I had to hurry and finish the barn. I laid down a dirt floor, set up a gate and fencing, and finally led cows to their new home. Alright guys, welcome to your new safe zone. Outside, things were only getting worse. Then I went upstairs to check the radar, and what I saw was unsettling. The wind picked up hard and raindrops started hammering the windows. generator was going crazy. I even moved it to the first floor in case the roof couldn't handle the wind. I really hope this isn't more than just a heavy storm. Everything is getting coated in ice. It seriously looks like the winter is about to start. This can't be normal. Maybe we settled in a biome that's way too cold. I have no idea how long the storm is going to last. But by morning, it was like nothing had ever happened. The bad weather just vanished and the temperature actually went up. Feels like the summer is right around the corner. I explored a bit and then headed into the forest. I needed more wood to finally finish that bridge project. By the end of the day, I had farmed nearly 2 full stacks of logs, plenty to work with. So on day 22, I got to work on the bridge. I wanted it to feel unique. Every block had to be placed with intention, and I just hoped it would all come together in the end. I added fences, a little bit of leaf detailing, and of course some lighting. I also remembered I brought back a lot of seeds from our last adventure. Perfect time to start a new farm by the river. We'll need wheat anyway to breed the cows later. Little by little, our base is starting to feel alive. Man, we're out of iron. I could maybe craft one more pickaxe, but that'll be the last one. We need to hit the mines, no other option. I dug for a long while, still nothing. With no other choice, I crafted a stone pick and kept digging, hoping to find at least something. After a few minutes, I stumbled into a cave and right away I spotted 2 veins of diamonds. There was just one problem, I didn't have an iron pick to mine them. To make things worse, there was a skeleton spawner nearby that immediately chased me out, and I didn't want to push my luck. I needed iron, I wasn't about to leave these diamonds behind. At least I found a water source, without it we probably would have died of thirst. Okay, the iron ore, that's a start. Come on, more diamonds? This is getting ridiculous. Wait, another one? Maybe spawner has something useful in the chests? Coal? No iron at all? Great, now even here there is a diamond vein. I swear, this cave is just mocking me now. Okay, finally, one more iron ore. Well, at least I can mine lapis with a stone pickaxe. Yes, I found the last iron. Come on, Papa! Once all 3 ingots smelted, I crafted a new iron pick and went back to collect every single diamond I'd found. Back home, I sorted the loot, and just look at this haul, 23 diamonds, absolutely amazing. First things first, we upgrade our pickaxe. Just look at the red sky at sunrise, absolutely breathtaking. But yeah, we're still totally out of iron, a bit of an issue. The wheat is growing fast now, which means we'll finally have a real food soon, and not the stupid berries that barely feel a thing. I gathered all the crops and decided to head out on a short expedition. See if we can find any useful resources, maybe even food along the way. Looks like there is a village up ahead. And we'll grab some sugarcane too, we'll need it later for enchanting. The village wasn't too exciting. I stripped the farms clean and took a glowing pumpkin with me. Pretty sure I need it more than the villagers do. Oh nice, my helmet just broke recently, this will do. And look at that, a cave. Hopefully we can get some decent loot in here. Whoa, that thunder though. Something's nasty definitely brewing. No way, just look at this. This tornado is insane. The size of those clouds, absolutely massive. Man, nights here are brutal, I can't see anything in front of me. I need to stick to the ice, mobs don't seem to spawn in it. I kept taking out animals on the way, we're running dangerously low on food. Gotta stock up while we can. Come on, puppy, just 2 bones? Whoa, is that a house on the edge of the mountain? A portal too. Actually, that obsidian might come in handy later. The new village had a bit more food, and the view from here is absolutely gorgeous. Before heading back home, I planted all the sugarcane. It'll be useful soon. Got the meat cooking, and I placed the glowing pumpkin near our base. Up until now, we've been drinking dirty water and suffering thirst because of it. But turns out we can actually craft a water purifier. You just toss in a canteen and some charcoal, and out comes clean water. It restores more thirst than the dirty stuff. I even crafted a second leather canteen just for that. Time to stock up on purified water. I wasn't sure at first, but I ended up using some diamonds to craft a tornado siren. It'll go off if a tornado starts heading our way. Up until now we've only seen them in the distance, but who knows what could happen next. Oh, and that obsidian we mined earlier, I used it to craft a reinforced glass. Thought it'd be smart to replace our old windows with something tougher. Didn't have enough for all of them though, so for now it'll have to look like this. It's actually pretty solid, won't be easy to break by hand. I also reinforced the ceiling a bit. I figure it'll serve as an extra protection layer if the weather turns bad again. Swapped out the torches for lanterns too, much better vibes. Not sure if the crops would survive the storm, so I started building a little shelter over them. I'm using dark stone for a reason, it's the strongest material I've got access to, plus it looks great for builds. Lucky for me, I decided to start reinforcing the base when I did. I couldn't have imagined what was coming next. I strengthened the entrance to the basement as well, and now I'm working on setting it up inside. It'll be our storage and crafting hub. Meanwhile, the grass finally started growing in the cow pen, so things are moving along nicely. I thought it'd be a good idea to build a path leading to our next project. I'm planning to set up a fishing pier nearby, just a peaceful spot to fish from. For now, it's still a work in progress. Wait, what's that on the horizon? I hope this rain doesn't turn into something worse. Since I was spending the night at home anyway, I figured I might as well start using some of those diamonds I've been hoarding. I upgraded my chestplate for now, I'll figure out what else to craft later. Well, the storm raged outside, I kept working on our fishing pier until... Oh no, this is bad. I think it's coming straight for us. It's still forming though. I need to get back inside. Just look at the forest near our island, it's getting torn apart. This thing is heading right toward us. Everything's flying, this is chaos. But it looks like the house is holding up. Just look at the radar, this might be the end. This is insane, nights here turn into complete nightmare. And the pig totally unfazed. The siren's gone off for the 3rd time. I'm just hoping for the best now. It's been raining all day, I don't even know what to expect anymore. The wind and rain are unreal right now. I really don't like this. I'm not sure the house is going to survive the storm. It's definitely coming our way. Just look at that. It's moving in our direction. The tornado had passed a bit now, and just look at the destruction it left behind. There is nothing living left out there. Weather like this could only mean one thing: we are caught in a massive cyclone. All we can do now is ride it out and hope we can make it. Whoa, just look at this! It tore straight down to the stone. And the trees, the bark is completely ripped off, but the trunks themselves seem to have survived. That's a good sign. Still, the destruction here is massive. And yeah, our pier took a hit too, and it looks like we can say goodbye to the crops. I think it's time to start investing in proper weather research tools. One of the first things we'll need is an anemometer. It measures wind speed. That'll help us predict how destructive the next storm might be. Though you'd be curious to see what a tornado path looks like. And yeah, it's not a pretty sight. If something like that hit our island, it would be a game over. At least I managed to mine a bit of coal, it's always useful. And yeah, it wasn't just sightseeing. I had a goal to farm some iron. The caves nearby came in clutch, there was actually quite a bit of useful stuff down there. Yeah, something is bad brewing again outside. Better stay down here for now. Dang, this wind's tearing off leaves now. This weather is insane. Okay, the storm seems to have passed. Still not exactly ideal weather out there. But hey, at least I made it back home, that's what matters. Next, I started clearing out the area around the pier. Can you believe I haven't even gone fishing yet? Day 36. I began placing down support beams for the pier, and it's starting to take shape. Yo, all our wheat is finally fully grown, that's great. Looks like the farm's really picking up now. We need to make the most out of summer, so I planted a second farm near the river. Not sure if it's the smartest spot, but I haven't figured out a better location yet. As for the pier, I added some lanterns, lined the edges with leaf blocks, and fenced off the whole area. I think it's looking pretty good. Also, no idea why, but my character's head disappeared at this point of footage. Never seen that happen before. I also upgraded the main path through my territory. Added some diorite and cobblestone. It looks way better now. I threw in a few lanterns along the sides too. Time to head down into the mines again. I think it's finally time to get some obsidian. I want to start upgrading our base soon. Managed to get 17 blocks, should be enough. Back home, I finished crafting the last few pieces of reinforced glass, and the base upgrades are finally complete. Here's how it looks now. Filtered a fresh batch of water and decided to build something like a lookout tower on the house. There will be a little platform above, with a ladder leading up to the top. This is roughly how it's gonna look. We'll need a lot of reinforced glass for this. The goal is to have a dedicated spot to monitor incoming threats. I'll make the roof out of dark stone for safety. This actually looks really cool. With the tornado station and anemometer, we can now build a full weather station, and I placed it on the second floor. The station shows wind speed, temperature, dew point for humidity, and even predicts thunderstorms. Right now it says there is 1 in 6 chance of a storm in the next 3 days. Super useful for prepping ahead. I also crafted a tool to analyze tornado damage. You can see the storm path, but weirdly I can't interact with it yet. Meanwhile, there is a strange signal forming in the radar. Looks like the weather station didn't catch it in time. Seems like it's just a thunderstorm though, nothing too crazy. We could also try building a balloon launch platform. By midnight, the thunderstorm had mostly passed. I crafted a few weather balloons and thought it'd be cool to launch one. See what kind of weather data we get. Turns out, for the full functionality, we also need a sounding viewer. Once it's connected to the balloon launcher, we finally got results from the launch. The white line shows the balloon's altitude, red shows temperature, and green is humidity. Judging by the stable graph, weather looks good for now. And I also decided to launch a second balloon. From what I know, graphs are supposed to update in real time, but for some reason they're not. Oh, it popped up. We've got some instability at higher altitudes, might even start raining again. But I've got other plans right now, it's time to visit the Nether. First, I'll craft a backup set of leaf armor. Without it, we'll cook alive down there. Alright, let's head into the Nether. And here we are. By the way, this leaf armor actually looks kinda stylish. What do you think? Oh... got him. Honestly, that was easy. While we are here, I need to be extra careful. We don't have much food or water left. As I wandered the Nether, I made sure to mine quartz. That XP is going to come in handy soon. There is the fortress. Not sure if we're gonna handle this one. Hopefully we've got enough food and gear to pull it off. I snuck inside, took out a wither skeleton and went looking for trouble. Turns out, taking down blazes without a bow is not easy. Every time I catch on fire, my health just drops way too fast. I tried farming blaze rods, but it was rough. Eventually, my shield broke, and continuing without it would have been a death trap. Still, I managed to grab 3 blaze rods. I didn't stick around longer than I had to. Picked up some more quartz and glowstone, then made my way back home. Here, I crafted a new shield and headed straight to the mines. Time to get more obsidian. Back at the surface, I crafted books and enchanting table, setting a little enchanting area in my basement. For now, I enchanted my diamond gear, pickaxe with efficiency and unbreaking, and a chestplate with unbreaking too. Next, I bred some cows at the farm. Once night fell, I went out spider hunting. String is super valuable. Back home, I crafted a fishing rod and enchanted it with unbreaking. And just like that, day 42 started off with some calm, peaceful fishing. No idea how long I'll be here, but I'm hoping to catch something interesting. Something's coming. From the sound and the way the sky looks, it doesn't seem good. Just before the weather turned bad, I managed to catch one more fish and ran back home. Tossed it on the furnace and started watching the radar. There is one anomaly showing, but it could turn into something worse. I never managed how bad a simple rain could get. Let's get to the watchtower, maybe I can figure out what's coming from up there. Dang, just look at that wind. This is insane, it's like full-on downpour. Yeah, I'm not liking this. The siren's going off now, and I swear the wind's getting stronger every second. That can't mean anything good. You gotta be kidding me. All our crops are gone again, and part of the pier is wrecked too. And look at this pig, it's just walking around like it's taking a shower or something. Okay, I take that back. I have no idea how it ended up in the river. There is little droid fox rolling in. And our bridge, it took a major hit. That's really bad. Guys, I'm not saying anything for sure, but that thing out there, it looks like a tornado. And it's like just a few blocks from our house. I think it's heading straight for us. Yeah, 100% it's coming this way. Okay, that's it. We're taking cover. It's coming. No, I'm hiding. My game's lagging like crazy. Please, let us survive this. At this point, even replay mode just stopped recording properly. The only part I managed to recover was the final few frames, back when my house was still standing. Guys, no way, this can't be real. Everything I built. Dang, it's still digging deeper. Water's flooding in, probably from the farm. This can't be real. I spent so long building and reinforcing the house. I really hope the chests are still intact. I haven't even moved anything to the basement yet. The entire island, the house, and sadly all my resources completely wiped out. God, there is literally nothing left. It carved through the whole island to the stone. Our house is nothing but ruins now. Not a single chest left, nothing we built survived. I honestly don't know what to do. I think we'll have to find a new home and start from scratch. Oh, no wait, my diamonds and iron! They were here the whole time. Man, I got lucky. Doubt I'll find anything else useful here, but hey, at least something survived. The only thing that survived all of this was my basement. At least that's still intact. If I didn't have that, I'd be totally stranded. I gathered the cooked fish, the coal from the only surviving furnace, the heater, and the weather radar. I thought maybe after all of that the weather could come down, but for a good 15 minutes nothing changed. Since there was nothing left for me, I decided to grab my enchantment table. Didn't feel right leaving the cows behind either, so I harvested the adult ones for meat. Who knows when I'll get a farm going again. Alright guys, I'm disbanding the clan, you're all free now. Well, the rains finally stopped. Man, this place is wrecked. Just look at this wasteland. I can't even imagine how massive that tornado was. There is no point of staying here, this island is completely ruined. And just like that, it's raining again, but I'm already on my way out, gotta find a new place to live. Of course, it's already night. Wait a sec, this looks like some old resources from my chests. Look at that, reinforced glass and the same blocks we used to build. Looks like our stuff got scattered everywhere. I really hope this isn't the same pig that used to roam our base. I stumbled into a new biome with these gorgeous mountain peaks. The whole place had a breathtaking, almost magical vibe. I thought, what if I settled right here, in the side of one of these cliffs? The spruce bushes made the area feel cozy. Plus, there were even pandas living here, so it had to be a safe place. By morning, things were brighter and it was easier to scout out a proper location for a new base. Yeah, we've got a lot of work ahead if we want to turn this cave into something decent. I decided to set up a small storage area here for now and started lighting up nearby caves so I'd know what I was dealing with. Turns out we're also close to some snowy peaks, but it's not that cold here, so I think we made a good choice. I kept gathering coal, lighting tunnels, and by sunset I was already thinking how to build our next shelter. In the distance I spotted magma blocks. Looks like we've even got a volcano nearby. I began digging out a main room to serve as our base and moved the chest deeper inside for safety. I still had some dark stone left, so I used it to build the walls. And since we needed more resources anyway, I started carving out a mine entrance nearby. Digging downward, I found some decent ores and eventually broke into a cave. Honestly, it looked pretty terrifying, especially with all the cobwebs hanging everywhere. Back at base, I figured it was time to finish a proper room. I wanted to use wood for it, but it was getting dark outside, and judging by the radar, another storm was heading our way. It started as just fog, then a bit of rain, but I had a feeling that wasn't all. I took my time laying out the floor, even though I was running low on wood, and with that storm raging, I wasn't keen on stepping outside. I took the chance to step out quickly and gather some wool. Didn't want to spend another night without sleep. The view was absolutely stunning out here, just breathtaking. Wandering a little farther, I found a part of the forest that the tornado had ripped through. It looked like it lost some power by the time it hit here, but even then you could tell how wide it was. I gathered some oak, and since there were pieces of redwood nearby too, I grabbed those as well. Could be fun to use it for something later. Back home, I started redoing the floor, this time using a mix of oak and red planks. Turned out pretty nice. The mountain we live on is way too high and digging down to diamond level would take ages, so I decided to search for a lower cave entrance. I found one, dug even deeper and started mining downward. My goal was to get more dark stone for the base, but I ended up finding a new cave. Kind of a scary one, to be honest. Still, I got lucky and found diamonds, so it was worth it. Here's the amount of blocks I mined. Time to head home. I got back just as the sun was setting, and just in time too, because something crazy was starting again outside. Not wanting to waste any time, I went back to fixing up my bunker, finished decorating the walls and crafted a new pickaxe since the old one was already barely hanging on.
What the hell is even happening out there? What was that? I just moved into this cave. Maybe this wasn't such a great idea. And what is the leaf block doing in my house? How do you even explain that? Yeah, and by my front door, this is not looking good at all. Alright, let's at least finish setting up this room. A mountain is still way safer than a house out in the open. First thing, seal up this hole. There is a nasty draft blowing through the cave. This should keep it more secure. Now let's figure out the roof situation.
I decided to start carving a path to a new room, kind of like weather observation post. I made the space a little larger just in case. This time the walls were plain stone bricks. For the floor I combined oak and spruce, which actually looked pretty good. I only placed radar for now, just to get it out of the way. For the ceiling I went with a deep slate. It feels sturdier and has a clean, sharp look. I also installed a heater. Once the colder seasons kick in, we'll need it. Next investment is a tornado siren. It's hard to tell just how dangerous the weather is without one. After that, I kept expanding the bunker and started planning the new enchanting room. As always, I was running low on resources, especially wood, so for the next morning I set out to explore more of the area. And just look at this. It's like a tornado carves through here straight from a volcano.
I don't even know where I am anymore. Oh no, please, please, no! Please! I have no idea how I survived that. That was insane.
The rain let up a little.
Please, just let me make it back. There's home, so close, yet so far. Made it. Made it. That was just insane.
Hey there, little sheep. You wanna live with me?
I think the leaves are turning yellow. Looks like that time of year's come.
I sealed off an old tunnel in the cave that kept getting in the way and went back to working on the enchanting room. Right now we only have one bookshelf, but that'll grow in time. Then I started building another room next door. This one's biggest so far. It's gonna be our greenhouse. I brought in dirt and all I needed was water. Which of course I didn't have on me, so I had to go all the way down, and let me tell you, the nearest river is nowhere close. I hydrated the soil, tilted with a hoe, covered water with slabs, and of course got to work on the walls. I used deep slate bricks, which ended up looking pretty solid.
And an anvil too. Should have done this ages ago.
So the greenhouse is ready, but I don't have any crops. This time I brought a bed and plan to explore as much as possible.
Some kind of abandoned village. Looks like no one lives here anymore. These houses might have seen a lot. I'm gonna take the hay bales. Wait, there are survivors here. And food too. A brewing stand could come in handy.
The storm wasn't coming down anytime soon.
This is crazy, the storm just won't stop. It's like they're following me.
Oh great, another tornado.
And I think it's heading straight for us.
Whoa,
that is terrifying. I really hope I make it out of this alive.
Yeah, I don't think the weather is going easy on me anymore. I didn't want to stay too long, so I decided to push forward.
This is bad, storms keep chasing me. I'll wait this one out in the cave. Let's see what happens. Hopefully nothing too serious.
On the way, I gathered some sugarcane and soon found a village. I got super lucky, it had tons of hay bales and even a spare heater. Perfect for keeping our growing underground complex at the right temperature.
Just look at this! Animal meat scattered all over the place. The weather must have turned through these lands too. So many cows gone.
In the redwood biome I found some moss, might be useful for decorating later.
Oh, look, a shipwreck! First chest, some iron and emeralds.
In the second chest I found some carrots and potatoes, and in the third a treasure map. So of course I set off to find it, right in the middle of a massive downpour. I was almost there, but with the wind picking up and rain hammering down, I ducked into a shelter for a bit.
Seriously, what's going on with the weather? Has it always been this bad around here? There it is. I think it's just standing still. I can't even tell if this tornado is moving. It's massive. There is nothing compared to this kind of force.
I waited around 10 minutes. Once the main cloud passed, I set back out. It was probably time to head home, even though we didn't gather much this trip. One more village on the way. This one had a library, packed with bookshelves. And in the distance I spotted an ocean monument, definitely worth raiding. I crafted a bunch of doors, paddled up close in a boat and snuck into a top room. There is always a guardian up there, makes things easier. Using the doors to catch my breath, I wore the big fish down until he took his last gasp. I kept exploring the structure, fighting off more guardians and resting in air pockets when I had to. Eventually, I made it to the central chamber. Just nearby was another Elder Guardian, and that one was a pushover. And then the third one, down. Once the mining fatigue wore off, I grabbed the 8 gold blocks from the treasure room and headed out. But turns out 2 fish hijacked my boat. Had to take one out. The other, well, he's coming with me.
You're my friend now.
He has no idea how to behave. Complained the entire ride and then started aiming his laser at me at the end. He's lucky I didn't get him on the spot. You know, this pine forest actually looks really beautiful. I'll grab some of the local wood, it may come in handy later. I ended up with a full stack of logs, which should be enough for now. Another village, and as usual, chests full of goodies. But this time there is even a blacksmith. Inside I found a full set of iron armor. A great upgrade since my old set was nearly falling apart. As I kept exploring, I came across these fascinating black wolves. I had some bones saved up, so I gave it a shot. And tamed one on the first try. What a gorgeous creature! Another wolf wants to join us. We've got a second puppy. A third one too? He wants to be tamed? Come here, buddy. And a fourth with a different coat. One bone and boom, we've got a pack. The sun was already going down. I found a cave that looked suspicious, almost like someone dug the staircase by hand. But it's freezing out here and we need worms. Luckily, I managed to get deep enough that the cold couldn't reach us. I also found some coal. I had a heater on me, so we spent the night here with the dog staying warm and safe. By morning, we were heading straight home. The water here was glowing purple, pretty cool. But it quenches thirst way less than the regular river water. I also crafted some leather boots. The cold's definitely getting worse, and we need to stay warm. The rain's getting heavier by the second. I really hope we can make it home before a full-blown tornado hits. We need to move fast. The sirens are howling now. I think I made it. Yes, and all my dogs are here with me. Thank God they're all alive. Whatever is happening out there, it doesn't look good. Something serious is going down. There is only one mark on the radar, but who knows what it really is. Let's feed the dogs. They've earned it after that long journey. I'm cooking up some meat, and the new seeds we found are now planted in the greenhouse. Winter is coming fast, but maybe we'll get a few crops before then. I've been wondering what to build on this side of the base, and I finally got the perfect idea. A peaceful green corner. Our mountains might not always look nice, but a lush little garden, that always stays beautiful. I placed oak beams, cleaned up the cave wall, and it's already looking decent. I filled the floor with dirt blocks, and it's coming together nicely. Then I built a path from a nearby patch of grass so it can slowly spread into our garden space. After the trip, I had way more books than before. I added them to the enchantment table, crafted a new pickaxe, and enchanted it with Unbreaking 3. Got efficiency as a bonus. I realized we should have crafted the water purifier ages ago. I'll place it over here. Let's also make a copper canteen. You can never have too much water. And for the research room, I added a weather station. Also, something's finally growing on the farm. Glad we expanded it. I only just noticed, but there is a deep cave right below the entrance to our house. Perfect for the mining. Maybe we'll find something good down there. I dug down to the lowest level and hit deep slate, and then broke into a full cave. Yeah, everything is scary here. Oh no, goodbye, please don't hit me. Actually, I'll need diamonds later. Found a nice little spot. I need obsidian for the nether portal. Got 18 blocks, that will do. Time to head home. Back at base, I harvested some crops and kept working on the green zone. I want to add a small fishing pond here. I placed water, planted kelp, and added flowers all around. The grass is starting to spread now. I also added a path leading straight to the pond. Near the main farm, I expanded the terrain and connected it to the green zone. This will be our sugarcane farm. It's close enough that we can walk between rooms easily. Also, I still have my old fishing rod from way back. Time to bring that hobby back. No wonder I made this little pond so cozy. As far as I know, fishing farms got nerfed in recent versions. No more overpowered loot, but fish is still valuable. Food is always in short supply. I've been standing here fishing for a few days now. Didn't catch a ton, sometimes I had to wait over a minute for a bite, but still it was worth it. By the way, we have so much cobblestone now, I made a chest just for it. At least now we won't worry about food for the next few days. Now I'm grabbing my leafy armor and obsidian, building the nether portal right here in the green zone and heading out. I spawned way up high, so first thing was finding a safe way down. This time I'm focusing more on collecting quartz. I'll need levels to enchant later. After all, we still have to kill the dragon by the end of this. By some miracle, I made it to the fortress where I used to hunt blaze rods. Time to return and finish the job. I've got better gear now, so it should be easier. Or not. I didn't even bring enough food, so I had to improvise. It was way tougher than expected. I had to retreat, and nearly died on the way home. The nether is brutal. At least a zoglin helped me out. It scared off a piglin block in my tunnel. By day 79, I was finally back. Only managed to get 3 blaze rods, so I wasn't done yet. I stocked up on food, purified every drop of water I had, and dove back in. This time I was more prepared. I didn't stick around too long. Time to keep moving. Ooh, no way, that was insane. Yeah, that took a while. I had to start building up and looting this place little by little. In the first chest, I found an iron sword and some food. As I pushed deeper into the bastion, I started farming gold and killing piglins, completely forgetting I was supposed to trade with them. Look at all this free gold, you don't see that every day. Since I'd already cleared out most of the piglins in this bastion, I had to find a new one. Maybe we can farm some endermen here. Dang, this place is beautiful. I've never seen crystals like this before. And there is a new bastion, just what I was looking for. We've got a netherite scrap, iron. In the second chest I got lucky and found a netherite upgrade. And even more food. These brutes are out of control. Oh man, look at this! I figured it was time to finally try trading. I already had a good amount of gold stored up, but not a single ender pearl, and now I needed to figure out how to get back home. At this point I'd completely run out of water. Luckily I just reached the portal. Back at base, I started sorting all my resources. I upgraded the mine shaft under my house and finally crafted a shield. Yeah, I'd been running around this whole time without one. Time to hit the mines again. We needed way more materials if we needed to start enchanting. I tunneled down to diamond level and found some gold, lapis and eventually a cave. Not much interesting there, but I did find one diamond, and then another vein of 8. That haul should last us a while, back to base. The ores were smelting, resources were sorted, and I finally figured it was finally time to focus on enchanting. But, surprise, turns out the sugarcane I planted never grew, probably because of the cold climate. I harvested what I could and crafted as many books and bookshelves as possible. Whoa, did you see that? Guys, something is happening outside. A whole block just flew into my house. You can barely see anything through this fog. Wait, is that a snow? I'd completely forgotten it was winter. Guess it comes late in this biome. It finally started calming down. No idea how much snow fell, but it looked like a blizzard just hit. I crafted pants, a sword and boots, and started rolling enchants. I used the low-level enchant to reset my helmet, got protection 3 on pants, and unbreaking plus protection on the boots. The sword turned out insane, sharpness plus looting 2. And I also re-enchanted my chest plate with protection and a bunch of bonus perks. We were officially leveled up. The storm outside had passed, and just look at that, snow is everywhere. But with all that fog, I had a bad feeling. It wasn't the end. And I was right, the blizzard kept building. I crafted a bow, enchanted it, and did the same for the shovel. We needed to clear all the snow later. While the weather settled a bit, I went to repair some of the mountain damage, and filtered out all the water. Then it was time to head back to the nether. We still needed those ender pearls. Oh, triple pearls! That looting enchant is working! Soon I made it to another warped forest and kept grinding. After about 10 minutes I had 14 pearls, way more than enough. Time to head back. Man, the snow just doesn't stop. Well, I mean it looks kind of atmospheric. Still, we were safe inside, so I crafted the Eyes of Ender. The plan was to head for the dragon soon, or so I thought. I figured it would be smart to turn on our heaters. At least maybe that'll clear the fog inside the house. Something's going on here. While tweaking my render distance to stop lags, another block flew into my house. That was one of the strongest tornadoes I've ever seen. Guys, what is happening out there? The whole front of the house is gone. Is the mountain still standing? This is just insane. I was completely lucky to be in such a safe bunker. Nothing outside survived the storm. What even happened here? There's barely any land left. I wasn't ready for this. The weather finally calmed a bit, and I honestly don't even know where to start. That was just brutal. At least the base survived, barely. Time to rebuild the part of the mountain by the entrance. Those giant craters, yeah, not ideal. Debris everywhere, nothing left of the old landscape. It should clear up soon, then we head to the portal. Just look at the snowy vibe though. Oh, hey God, you coming inside? Wait, why is he charging my dog? He just rammed the wall. What is your problem, buddy? Yo, back off my dog! I packed up what I needed and the weather had finally cleared. Perfect time to start the journey. And where did I go? Oh, hey there! Found it. You can only spot it by the hitbox in the snow. It turned pretty quickly. Could the portal really be this close? Yep, looks like it's right below us. Let's see. After digging past the cave, I finally hit the stone bricks and library. Took a ton of books and found some solid enchanted ones too. Grabbed the template while I was at it. Then I stumbled into another library. 2 more template chests. Nice. Oh hey, more pearls. I'll take that. Portal room. Spawner? Get out of here, monsters. One just flew off. Seriously? 1, 2, 3. Alright, we're on the ground, digging our way up. And as always, I hope the dragon won't last long. Give me that XP, and don't forget the Dragon Ball. And now the 100th day is already here. If it weren't for the storm, we might have explored the outer islands too. But for now, this is where I leave you. If you want to download this world, mods, seed, texture pack, everything is in the description. This was Skillux. As always, see you next time.